Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about the effects of sweeteners on weight loss. It's a very interesting topic. These are my ideas. I want to start this off by saying this. These are my ideas. The reason I make these videos is I want to help people to understand that mental health and physical health come together to produce overall well-being. And so therefore we have to pay attention to both. I really do find that when people have more information, they tend to make better decisions. Okay, I want to start this off by telling a little story. I don't know if you've ever had the experience when you were younger where your parents are on their way out and they're going to be back in a few hours and they tell you that they want you to do XYZ chores before they get back home. And so they leave and you go sit down and watch TV or play your video game or do something else. And thinking in your head that you have so much time and that you'll do it before they get back. And then by the time you realize it, you hear the door jiggling and you haven't done your chores. And now you pop up out of the couch and you're running around like a crazy person trying to get the chores done before they get in with the groceries, let's say, and see that you haven't done what you were asked to do. The reason I'm telling this story is because I actually believe that our body functions in a very similar way when it comes to sugar. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to explain how. I think that when it comes to sugar entering our system, our bodies behave like an angry parent has just gotten home. When we ingest sugar, our body is put in a position where that 5 grams of sugar that's already circulating in our system, because our body keeps it at that level, is now being bumped up by whatever we ate. So if we've eaten something that has 10 grams, our body is realizing that 10 grams of sugar are coming in, but only 5 can be in our bloodstream. So something needs to move around. So what happens, and this is something that you can look up in any, biology textbook or website or whatever, is that when we ingest any carbohydrates, our body right away pulls some of those carbohydrates out in our stomach. So in our stomach, some of the carbohydrates gets pulled out and gets utilized as quickly as possible as energy. Now, I know a lot of weightlifters and exercise people believe that this is because sugar is so darn energy efficient and good for us to use. I don't think that's why this is happening. You see, too much sugar in our bloodstream is toxic. I believe that the reason that our bodies grabs the sugar and pushes some of it out to be used as energy is because it's used as energy. It's no longer in our system. And so therefore, we've just gotten rid of some. So what does that mean? Sugar at the door is like an angry parent. And so if you look at what happens when we taste something sweet, our body's already mobilizing for us to have that sweet in our system. It knows it's coming, right? Our taste receptors tells our system that sugar is on its way. Why is that important? Because our system needs to know when sugar is on its way, because we can't have more than 5 grams in our body in our bloodstream at any particular point in time. We can have it in our body, stored away as fat, stored away as glycogen. We can have it in our body, but sitting in our bloodstream, we cannot. What I believe is happening is that when we taste sugar and our body puts some sugar away to make space for the sugar that's coming in, so either we use it as energy or we store it as fat or glycogen, which is fine, our body puts some of it away, then the sugar that comes in replaces what was put away and everything is back to homeostasis. But what happens when the sweet that was tasted was artificial sweetener? So now we have a problem. See, our body is being told carbs are on the way, but in actuality, it was an artificial sweetener. But our body doesn't know that, so it puts some carbs away with the expectation that carbs are coming. And what happens? No carbs come. So the problem is that we've put some carbs away, but no carbs come. What does our body do now, right? Because now we might be in a slight little deficit. I have experienced this phenomenon that I'm talking about. I'm not just making something up. And it happened to me multiple times. And after thinking about it, this is where this idea came to me. And again, like I'm saying, this is totally my idea, but I'm trying to help you to understand that I see happening. And actually, after I saw it happen to myself, I started to investigate with other people, asking them to do that little experiment of between lunch and supper, where you normally would not have had anything, because I'm talking about people who are doing keto, drink some diet soda and tell me what happens. Because this is what was happening to me. Between lunch and supper, a few times I decided, as a little treat for myself, because I like diet soda, I would drink a diet soda. And then About 20 minutes to an hour later, I was extremely hungry. The kind of hungry that wasn't going away. And I couldn't figure out what was going on until eventually I started thinking about, well, what happens when my taste receptors think that there's sugar coming? And honestly, when you look at the biology, it makes sense. As soon as sugar hits your stomach, some of it gets pushed out to be used as energy, and your body starts putting, your insulin goes up and your body starts putting it away as fat or glycogen. So if I tell my body that there's sugar coming but none comes, of course, it's still going to put something away. So I was actually hungry, struggling to make it to lunch. Struggling to make it to supper. And the people that I asked to do the same thing had the same experience, that all of a sudden they were hungry. Are the artificial sweeteners causing my insulin to spike? Our mind and our senses are connected, and our bodies are connected. So everything is connected. So if your body is being told that sugar is coming, it behaves as if sugar is coming, and sugar can't stay in our system, so it gets put away. But now I'm low on sugar because I have to have 5 grams of sugar in my system or I become hypoglycemic, right? So now it wants to put the sugar back. So it's pushing me to eat. And honestly, it takes more energy for my body to go and pull some carbs from protein than it would be for me to just go eat something. So that's what happens. It pushes me to eat something. How does this affect weight loss? If I allow myself to eat keto snacks, which have no carbs in them, but they're sweetened with artificial sweeteners, if I allow myself to drink sodas that have artificial sweeteners, or any other kind of drinks with artificial sweeteners, whenever I ingest anything with artificial sweeteners, I'm telling my body something sweet is coming, even though nothing sweet is coming. And my body does this process. So what I'm asking you to realize is that if you do find yourself still getting hungry, even though you're not eating excessive carbs, there's a possibility that it's the artificial sweeteners that you're eating that are pushing you to want to eat, because in actuality, we're kind of forcing our system to put away sugar that it didn't need to put away. Again, this is my theory on this. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just looking at what happened to me. I'm looking at what happened to the few people that I asked to try this out. They all reported back to me the same thing, that weirdly they became hungry, even though normally they could make it to supper, and all of a sudden they couldn't make it to supper. And I want to point out that this is actually physical hunger. This is not that psychological hunger that I was talking about in the other video. I'll link that up above. This is a physical hunger. This is a hunger of someone who actually created a deficit somehow and now is needing to replenish what was taken out. Which means that, like I said earlier, it doesn't go away. You can drink water, you can do all the normal things that we would do for psychological hunger, give yourself time, etc. It doesn't go away. You actually feel hungry until you eat something. So what the answer is for this is actually, and I know you're going to think I'm going to say, well, don't eat artificial sweeteners, but that's not the answer. I mean, it could be the answer if you want it to be the answer, but that's not the answer I was talking about. If I want to have a soda, if I want to have a keto-friendly treat that's sweet, what I really need to be able to do is make sure that I have those with my meal. What I did notice is that if I have the keto-friendly treat, or if I have a soda, a diet soda at my meal, so with my food, then because there are usually carbs in what I eat, because I normally do eat vegetables, then my body doesn't have that reaction, because it still has to put those carbs away that I did ingest anyways. And so it seems to all like level itself out. So my suggestion to you is, rather than have a snack between, and you shouldn't be having snacks anyways. The whole point of trying to be healthier is that you're not eating breakfast snack, lunch snack, dinner snack, because that just creates insulin spikes to begin with. At the end of the day, if you are eating a nice meal and then you turn around and you have a diet soda or a keto-friendly drink that has an artificial sweetener in it, or a keto-friendly snack that has an artificial sweetener in it and it tastes sweet, having it at the end of your meal will not affect your ability to go between meals. I really hope that helps you to understand that artificial sweeteners can have some level of effect on some people. And by managing when you have them, you can definitely mitigate any issues that you'll have in terms of feeling hungry, because that could cause you to eat excessively or to eat at times where you would not have normally eaten. I want to thank you for watching Mind Blowing Health and Wellness with Violet, and I will talk to you again in the next video.